Ashley, what's the final email today?
Last one is from Francis Ventu. Hey, John and crew, epic rant yesterday on the Oscar situation. Speaking of which, have you seen the nominees for those categories are speaking out about it and they seem pretty pissed off? I know you don't like anyone giving a sense of entitlement, but do you think they were justified in expressing their frustration?
All right. Well, look, I'm not going to, waylay again into the whole thing. But a quick summary. So, for those of you who did not hear, the Oscars announced that they're going to move some of the awards, 4 of the awards, to being presented during the commercial breaks, which I think in principle is a good idea to shorten up the show. And they announced that those ones would be, I think it's short live action. Yeah, short live action, hair and makeup. Both those make sense. And editing and cinematography, 2 of the pillars of filmmaking. They decided to move those over. Now, understandably, a couple of people have now been really pissed off, including 6-time Academy Award nominee cinematographer who still never won one, Caleb Deschanel. And he's nominated this year, and he said this. He said, I find it depressing that they're doing this. Cinematography predates writing, directing, editing, music, and sound. Movies started with a guy cranking a camera, a cinematographer. Also, another cinematographer who's been nominated for Best Cinematography this year, and he's got an Oscar or 2 on his mantle, Alfonso Cuarón, who is, of course, nominated for Roma, and he's the cinematographer for Roma and the director of Roma. Anyway, he said this, Alfonso said this, and I thought this was pretty poignant. He said, in the history of cinema, masterpieces have existed without sound, without color, without a story, without actors, and without music. No one single film has ever existed without cinematography and without editing. No one single film has ever existed without cinematography and without editing. So I'm looking at these comments, and first of all, I just think, well, damn right. Damn right that's true. And, I already expressed yesterday, I just don't understand how anybody can come to this conclusion. By the way, we have this, for those of you wondering, who are in charge of the Oscars? Who's the governing board of the Oscars? Well, we have a picture of the 2019 governing board of the Oscars. There they are. So this collection of, geniuses got together and decided, hey, what are the least important things that nobody cares about? Oh, the very pillars of our entire industry. Let's cut those ones out. And you notice that not a lot of people are coming out and complaining about live short. Okay, yeah, move that one to commercial break. Hair and makeup. Okay, move that. Not diminishing those things at all, but the average home audience doesn't really care about them. Fine. And here's the other thing that really stood out to me, though, Rob, when I was reading these comments and thinking about these comments was that the Oscar nominees, Rob, got announced prior to the announcement that they're moving these categories to the commercial break. Mm-hmm. To me, that is another level of a slap in the face.
Yeah.
Because it's one thing if you had announced a month and a half ago, hey guys, the upcoming, we got the nominees being announced in a few weeks, but we're going to let you know this is, now it still would have been bad. That still would have been bad. But at least when the nominees found out that they were nominees, they would already know in advance. This was, hey, everybody, you're invited to the party. Oh, but you're not allowed in the VIP section. Oh, you're invited to the party, but you have to hang out in the parking lot. To me, that's something they should have thought about. And it just seems like yet another dimension that makes this whole thing just icky. That's my best word for it. This is just icky and moronic and stupid. And this is the Academy is a bunch of clowns. And I don't know. But hey, Rob, you hear those quotes, you read those. How do you respond to that? What do you think about them?
Well, on a larger level, I kind of feel like this is a perfect example of everything that's wrong in our culture, but in a small microcosm. I mean, a lot of people would say, oh, it's first world problems. But you know what it is? There's a fundamental lack of respect that permeates everything. And there's no one, it's like students now talk back to teachers. When I was a kid, you would never talk back to a teacher or
in
another
my
parent.
day.
Well, no, but what I'm saying is that it's not just because I'm get off my lawn. I'm like, you're not giving the Oscars in itself is supposed to be respectful and reverential about the art of filmmaking. The art in general, being reverential of art in general, is really a product of having an elevated civilization. And suddenly, we're now chipping away at the very foundations of what cinema is by saying, oh, we can relegate those people who are involved in editing and cinematography. They're not as important as the actors or the directors, when really that's not true. Film is holistic. You can't like suddenly decide like, okay, this person is less important than this person, or that discipline is less important than that. Filmmaking is truly a collaborative art that requires, it's multidisciplinary. You know, you can't suddenly make editors and cinematographers less important. Otherwise you either honor all filmmaking or you don't honor it at all. You can't just go in and do it half-assed, because that way you're going to just chip away and eventually you're just going to have the actors. Because really, isn't that what all anybody cares about seeing, is those actors and celebrities who, by the way, work on a film for the least amount of time? It's everything wrong in our culture, to me. I know it's just a little microcosm, but I think it's really, really, really bad. And it's this kind of thing that permeates every facet of our culture. And I hate it.
Yeah, what are they going to do? Get rid of cinematography and put in like a Kardashian award? I mean, it's freaking terrible. And Alfonso basically said exactly what you guys said yesterday on the show, almost like word for word. I just think it's a crisis. And who are these people that are voting this way? I want to know how many people, what they actually do day to day. Like, are they even working in film at this point? Who is voting on this?
Well, I'm sure it's probably the governing board of the Academy, and they all are film professionals. But I just can't wrap my head around, how does anybody go, hey, I got an idea. Okay, it gets passed around. Hey, guys, the public, everybody agrees the show is too long. The show is too long. We need to tighten it up. We need to shorten it up. Okay, fine. Let's, we have a bunch of awards that we award on a different night. Instead of taking categories we have now and moving them to a different night, let's still give them out during the presentation and announce who the winners are, but maybe move a couple to commercial break. Okay. So we've got a few things on the table here. Short documentary. Sure, yeah, nobody, like the people watching at home have no idea about these categories. They have no idea about these nominees. None of the people at home have seen these films. Okay. Short live action. Yeah, okay. Hair and makeup. Hey, they're important people, but, it's maybe we can move that. How did somebody then go, how about cinematography? Oh, yeah, that's a good one. Like, I'll just never understand how, I'll just never understand how this group of people then go, oh, yeah, cinematography. You know what? While we're at it, how about editing? Yeah, let's relegate that one too. I will never understand that. I just can't get it.
You just hit the nail on the head. The problem is the people, the governing body, were making decisions based on their own ideas of what's important and what isn't. They're saying like, well, they're not celebrities. Like, who cares about seeing those people? Like, let's not see those people because they don't have. I mean, the real irksome thing about this is that the people at the top who should be making these decisions are the ones making these decisions. And they're the ones that said they made this decision in the first place, which leads me to believe that the leadership is ridiculously inane. It's like when I hear people talking about, let's take away healthcare for everyone because healthcare isn't a right. You're like, who is even thinking that way? Who is making this decision it's so inane and stupid. It makes the whole fabric of society it's encapsulated in this little moment. I mean, when the people who are making the decisions are making such demonstrably stupid decisions, you're like, get these people the fuck out of here.
Listen,
why are they here?
It's not to rehash an older issue, but we do have to keep in mind, this is the same group of clowns that tried to sneak in a best popular film category out there. This is that same group of incompetent morons. Now, and I'm sorry, but if I'm an Academy member at this point, I'm looking at our existing leadership and saying, we need a vote. I pull a Padme Amidala. We need a vote of no confidence. Like this is a crisis for the Academy, that we have this leadership in place that even proposed the idiotic idea of a best popular movie category, and now they're doing this. We have got to get these people out of leadership of our organization because they're making a mockery of who we are and running us into the ground, and this has got to change. And you
Wait, are you
cannot
talking about the
forget
Academy or somebody else? Because it seems strangely familiar to me.
that. Odd? Does it seem odd?
Saying.
I mean, again, I just saying somebody in the Academy needs to pull a Padme Amidala.
Also, the general audience does care about the cinematographers, and they
Yes.
like, you know, it's not just like film people. It's, I mean, my friends would like. I mean, cinematography is a huge nomination. It's director, cinematographer, actor, actress. Like those.
But by
are
the
like,
way, and the Academy
down.
themselves rank them as some of the major awards, because
Yeah,
when you go to their nominee list, they always put an order of importance, and cinematography and editing are always way up there. But you know what, guys? I'm going to make a prediction here. My prediction is this. I believe for a second time, the Academy is going to backtrack on this. And I think just like they came out and say, we're doing best popular movie. Boo. Okay, we're not doing a best popular movie. We're cutting out cinematography and editing. You're stupid. Okay, we're not. I think between now and February 20th, we're going to hear the Academy goes, due to overwhelming demand, we're going to put these ones back in. And that's going to be egg in their face. And again, I just think if I'm an Academy member, I need these people out. I need these people who are governing the body right now out, because they are a pack of clowns.
it reminds me of Seinfeld for a second when Kramer's calling in the movie phone and he's like, why don't you just tell me the name of the movie that you want to see?
That was a great episode, by the way. I
Also,
like that
let's
one a lot.
not forget the Oscars have no host this year.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
you know, boy,
This is
this
gonna
show's
be
really
awesome.
shaping up.
This is the same board that now botched the whole host thing. They've botched the new category thing. They've botched where we're moving. This leadership has to go. And I'm not one who likes to sit here and call for people's jobs, because that's a serious thing. But these people have demonstrated an extraordinary incompetence. They have demonstrated an extraordinary incompetence and lack of ability to do this job, and they need to be gone. So anyway, that's just my thoughts on this.